Donald Trump, and Melania obviously stayed above that fray.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go, and we're seeing. Looks like the two presidents coming out together.
Wow. Maybe they'll be sitting shoulder to shoulder. How about that? Well, hopefully hopefully there'll be a photographer in there. And there'll be a lot of Secret Service in there, but...
Well, Joe Biden took a selfie with Jill earlier, so maybe they'll take a selfie together inside the beast. That would be something.
Man, oh man. So they'll be heading towards the Capitol in just a moment or so. We'll see if there are any other dignitaries that will join that motorcade. We haven't seen the second gentleman yet. We haven't seen Usa Vance, at least not to my eye, and maybe they're in another vehicle.
You would think they would be in front of them. They would be the last guys.
We didn't see them, so we might have missed them. But there you can see. That's kind of the unmistakable hair.
You cannot mistake that hair. And you see.
So maybe not shoulder to shoulder. They might be face to face the way he got into the car, because Biden was sitting in the back of the vehicle, and it looks like Donald Trump's sort of in the middle, like the jump seat.
You can see the four presidential limousines there. And we did not catch the
first one that moved. Might have moved.
And Doug Emhoff.
And Doug Emhoff as well. So that will be interesting. And this is only supposed to be a few minutes. They get to the Capitol within about a 10-minute ride. Like you said, it's just a couple miles. And you have to wonder what route they're going to take, because they don't, there's some obvious ones like Pennsylvania Avenue and Constitution, but they want to scramble this so that this is a motorcade that the whole world knows the two locations it's traveling between. And we've had this drone situation in the United States, in addition to all the threats that have been mentioned from Iran and other bad actors. There was the assassination attempt on Donald Trump on July 13th, 2024. John Bachman and I, with our colleague Bianca De La Garza, just had lunch in Milwaukee, getting ready for the Republican convention, and we all said, we're going to take a walk, we're going to relax, we're going to wait before we work. And then all of a sudden we were called to work because we started getting calls about shots fired in Butler, PA, and that was a scary, scary day. Look at this motorcade.
And this would be the parade route had they not.
This is where the parade route ends. So maybe they're going to duplicate it in the opposite direction, because that's where ultimately it ends there near Lafayette Park. On the other side of Lafayette Park is St. John's Church, where they were earlier. And now we see these presidential vehicles moving. And it's really incredible. So we'll see they're heading towards. The Treasury Department is on their right. They'll undoubtedly make a right on 15th Street in a second. So this is pretty cool with technology. We didn't have these kinds of shots.
Yeah, and you can tell that's the truck there.
That we got about every angle. So they're turning on 15th. The Treasury Department is right there.
And you see the Washington Monument in the background.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome to follow along.
The wheels are in motion on the transfer of power, so we speak.
But by the way, John, let's not forget, Joe Biden is president for another hour and 19 minutes or so. Mm-hmm. And he literally could be signing, could have just signed some pardons. There could be some pardons that are teed up. This sometimes goes down to the minute. I remember Donald Trump was still pardoning people on January 20th, 2021. And so we've seen some pardons preemptively with Dr. Fauci and members of the J6 committee. It looks like they're going to now make that left turn and get onto Pennsylvania. You mentioned the parade route. So what might be nice for some of the MAGA supporters and America First supporters who came from all around the country, who want to wait out there, that looks like a handful, but now it mostly looks like photographers and stuff. It's really fortified, so it's hard to get too close to this. You see, it looks like there's some real people there, and some signs. So maybe they're getting to see the motorcade at least. But in previous cycles, when we saw presidents of both parties, they don't do it for the whole walk, obviously, but they'll walk for 1 or 2 blocks. You're just not going to see that in this modern era.
You're maybe not never see that again. We saw it famously with Donald Trump's first inauguration.
In 2017.
Something that Jimmy Carter actually.
And by the way, they're going past the Waldorf Astoria, as it's now called, and then the Justice Department, where there's been, a lot of controversy. But the Waldorf Astoria used to be the Trump Hotel. And so we want to thank Kelly Sadler and Charlie Dent for joining us. But John and I will be here for the ride, literally and figuratively. There's some talk that the Trump family is thinking about buying the Waldorf Astoria back so that their family and friends and supporters will have a Trump hotel back in Washington.
Well, that was quite the hangout, Ed, as you know.
It has been this weekend
It has
as
been this
well,
week. It's
under a
restored.
different name.
It's restored to its Trump status. Might as well have the name as well.